Well, good morning, and thank you all for coming. I suppose this is not a terribly well-kept secret, but we do have an announcement to make today, and that is that effective July 1st, Alan has elected to retire as President and CEO and member of our board, and our board of directors met and has elected Mark to fill all those same shoes. So, I know this. In many ways, this is a really historic day, and it really fulfills a dream that I've had, which is, if you look back at the history of our company, we've had very few, maybe never, have we had a planned and smooth transition all the way back to my great-grandfather. And so this is a big deal. And I actually think if you look at the history of our industry, I think we've had very few in our entire industry smooth and planned transitions. And when Alan and I met 8 years ago at my house, when we first started to talk about perhaps him joining Ford, we talked about a lot of things, as you might imagine. We talked about the restructuring of the company and the need for cash and the globalizing PD and a lot of the things that later on became part of our plan. But we also talked about two other things that at the time were very important and through time have become even more important. First we talked about was developing the next generation of management and how important that was, and so that we could have ultimately a smooth transition. The other thing we talked about, though, was the Ford culture, and I spent a lot of time talking to Alan about all the great things about the Ford culture and the not so great things about our culture, and we talked right then about the importance of changing the ladder. We had to remove the things that were standing in the way of us achieving greatness. So here we are 8 years later, and you did it. And that's why this transition is so gratifying to me, because Mark has been Alan's partner every step of the way. And the plan that we've put together and the culture change that we've enacted, Mark was a huge part of that. And so this transition, people always say, gee, when Alan leaves, is the culture going to change back? And I think what I feel great about is the fact that it can't change back, because Mark has been an architect of that culture along with this management team here. And so I think it's something that makes me feel really, really good. Alan's a Hall of Fame CEO, and we all know that. But most Hall of Fame CEOs have a really tough time letting go. And they just can't. And they do a great job when they're in the job, and then they go kicking and screaming. And what happens then... and then what happens, of course, is chaos ensues. And there is not a smooth transition. And so really, in many ways, Alan's last act is his finest act, by giving us, the company, this wonderful opportunity to have an amazing transition. And so, on a personal note, I'm going to miss Alan a lot, and there'll be lots of time to go into that over these next few months. But I am going to miss him a lot, because in addition to being a great CEO, he's become a really good friend. And that's not something that happens often in this business, but it happened here, and I feel good about the fact that we're going to continue on as friends, and this is not going to be the end. I also feel great about the fact this gives me an opportunity to work closely with Mark again. I mean, I've known Mark for many, many years. I've always been an admirer of Mark's. Every job the company's ever asked Mark to do, he's done willingly, and he's done very well. But I think you only have to look at the job that Mark did in North America to really take the measure of the guy. That was a Herculean effort turn around North America. And I know it took its toll on you personally at times. I mean, it was tough sledding. And there was, but it was really gratifying for me to watch how Mark grew and rose to every challenge and really became a battle-tested executive through it all. And it was really also fun for me to see that even some of his early doubters and detractors came around with great respect and admiration for not only the job he did, but how he did that job. So, and then, to have Mark work with Alan over the last 8 years, I think has been really great for our entire team. So, obviously, Mark loves our company, he loves our products, and most importantly, he loves our people. And I feel great about the fact that that he is going to be, in my opinion, another great CEO. So before I turn this back over to Alan for a few words, I'd just like to say, Alan, on behalf of all the men and women of Ford Motor Company, for everything you've done, thank you so much. You've been the absolute best. Yeah.
Holy cow. Thank you. Okay. Makes my eyes water. Bill, thanks a lot. So I just want to, maybe just a couple of thoughts about that first day. As you know, when I got a call from Bill Ford, I didn't reject the call, and because I just found it so interesting, because this is the Ford Motor Company, a fabulous American and global icon. And here was a great-grandson of Henry Ford that was calling. And I'll never forget when I arrived at Bill's house, and he welcomed me in. We sat in his living room, and within a couple of hours, and you all know Bill, I mean, he's just a neat human being. He's so knowledgeable about the business. He shared everything. We clearly had some challenges. He had a clear vision about where he wanted to take Ford going forward, and he cared so much about our customers and our dealers and our suppliers and our employees worldwide. And I think we came to agreement within like a couple of hours. And as Bill pointed out, we agreed on three fundamental things. So one, that we really wanted to pull everybody together around a compelling vision and a comprehensive strategy for Ford going forward that would create an exciting, viable Ford. And the next thing that we agreed on was the management system that Bill referenced, that we'd have a method and a process where everybody would be included. We would review the world every week. We would move decisively on the actions that needed our attention. And we continue to create a viable, profitably growing company. And in doing that, we'd actually change the culture, as Bill said, because he was very clear about the opportunity to do that. And if we were going to reach the greatness, then we really needed everybody working together. And we established the expected behaviors. And then the last one that I just thought was so fantastic was his comment about the leadership development. And Ford has always attracted the best and brightest. I mean, here they are. I mean, it's just fabulous, the talent that Ford has. And a leadership and development program for every person in Ford, and especially the leadership team and the CEO succession. And to do something like Bill said that had never been done, to have an orderly succession, not only at Ford, but it's very rare in business around the world. And Bill, we did it.
We did.
And then I'd like to just say a couple of words about Mark. And as Bill pointed out, Mark and this team they've created this Ford that we absolutely know and love. And so I am so confident in Ford going forward. I'm going to be their best cheerleader. I can't wait to see profitable growth going forward, leading the economy, best cars and trucks in the world, full family, serving all the markets. I think you know the story. And Mark has been there from day one. And Mark decided that he was going to be a key part of the plan. I've never had anybody that's followed me around that wanted to know everything I thought. I have nothing left to teach or talk to Mark about. He knows everything. But not only is he a proven executive, which Bill pointed out. But maybe the most important thing about Mark is that he understands that working together. He understands the importance of talented people working together. He understands the management system, the BPR and the SAR. And also he absolutely treasures the Ford employees and the extended enterprise. And that might be probably the most important thing that he does for that consistency of purpose to continue to lead Ford. So we got a great executive. I was so proud to be a member of the board of directors yesterday and to vote for Mark Fields to be the next CEO. I think I might have said, I move it to first. And I probably seconded it. And
you did.
Also, yeah. So, Mark, you're going to be great. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so pleased that you get this opportunity to lead this fantastic company. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, Alan, on behalf of all of Ford and me personally as well, thank you for leaving us this gift of a transformed Ford that we can build on going forward. It is tremendous. And, Alan, you showed us the power of the One Ford plan, but just as importantly, probably even more importantly, you showed us a culture of transparency, a culture of positive leadership, and also what working together can accomplish. And I just got to tell you a little story, because Alan's a great teacher, and he has a great way of teaching. So he's trying to teach us about working together. So it was literally a week or two after Alan came in, and we were sitting in our conference room upstairs, the Thunderbird room, and we were talking about how the business units were going to work with the skill teams, the matrix management. So, of course, he lets us go on for 45 minutes, and we're debating, well, is it a hard line? Is it a dotted line? It's really going to be hard for this person to report to that person, and blah, 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 blah. 45 minutes into it, Alan gets up. He goes up to the whiteboard, and he asks Felicia Fields, our head of human resources, who was sketching all this out. He asked her for the magic marker. And he then proceeds to write across it, working together. And he says, can't we just work together? And it was one of those light bulb moments where we said, you know what, we're making this all too hard. And it's just one example of many on how he's taught us. And it's just an incredible honor to build on Alan's legacy and to lead this great company and to work with the best darn team in the industry. It is the best team I have ever seen, and I feel very fortunate. And I want to thank Bill, you, and the board for having the faith not only in me but in the entire team to bring the company forward. And I am just really excited to have a great transition with Alan, a seamless transition, a fun transition. And of course, Alan is the CEO through July 1st. I want to make that clear. Just want to make that clear. But I also want to make another thing clear. Our One Ford plan has served us so well over the years, and it is going to continue to serve us well. And also our culture, our working together culture, has been such an integral part of our success. And I am personally committed to not only maintaining that, but to nurturing it with the rest of the team as we go forward, because it's fun, it lets the sunshine in, and it works, and we all feel good about it. So, the success we've had on the One Ford plan, my commitment is to build on that success, to accelerate our pace of progress, because, as we've said, we're just starting to see the benefits of the power of a One Ford plan. And also, our commitment is to continue to bring those great products out with great innovations that will not only help fuel our growth, continue to fuel our growth going forward, but also to help define our company. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am very passionate about product. And I share Bill's vision on leading the industry through innovation because it's exciting and it's great for our customers. But it's those products and innovation that first brought me to Ford 25 years ago. And because it was a couple years after we introduced the Taurus, and of course the Taurus SHO, which was a pretty cool car. And since the first day I walked in here, the company has exceeded my first impressions. And first and foremost, the people. All of our people. That's the reason I came to Ford Motor Company back 25 years ago. We're a family. We have first, second, third, fourth generation employees, which is just tremendous, who share this sense of community, of being part of Ford and the Ford family of employees. We have dealers. I love going out to dealers and seeing first, second, third, and fourth generation dealers. We have the best darn dealer network in the world. And I love walking through those dealerships and seeing the pictures of the history of the grandfather and the great-grandfather who started the dealership. We have suppliers, great suppliers, many who have been with us for many years, and we share a trust and respect with each other. And the communities in which we live and work in. All of you, all of our employees, they give time and money to their communities, not because they have to, because they want to. And that is very, very special. And that's why, for me, this is not only the most exciting time in the auto industry for us to be in, it is the most exciting time to be at Ford. And backed by an incredibly strong team, I am really looking forward to what we can do and build on the success and have even greater success going forward. So, Alan, thank you, thank you, thank you, and Bill, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alan.